Welcome to another edition of Simply Fit. I'm your host, Sandy White, and as usual, I am super duper excited. We are going to be closing out our segment that we were discussing on tips to lose weight, and y'all know that Valentine's Day is coming up, so I got a lot of information to help you so you don't indulge in too much candy. But before we do that, I want to thank WYTV7 for allowing Simply Fit to be a part of the Christian Broadcasting Network. And please remember that we are a nonprofit organization. And if you want to continue to receive fitness tips and strategies from Simply Fit Radio, please click the donate button. That allows us to continue to bring you guys wonderful broadcasts throughout the entire year. And there are other broadcasters that are on there, which I'm going to talk about one of them today. They also have wonderful segments and information that you guys could utilize. All right. So I just also want to remind you that Simply Fit's mission is to provide individuals with tips and strategies so that they could be fit and healthy in their mind, body, and soul, so that their gifts are not aborted by Satan and they have the opportunity to come to the world with those gifts. And we want to remind you guys that fitness is more than just exercise. So let's get rolling. Hey, as I mentioned to you guys before, the holiday, Valentine's Day, it is coming up, and the typical gift is drum roll, chocolate or some sort of candy. And if you are trying to be on a healthy regimen, you need to know what to do to block those cravings, to just abort them just all together. So we talked about when you are going to be doing a weight loss, I don't want to say a weight loss, let's just put it this way. You want to do a lifestyle change. You don't want to just do weight loss and then you get your weight to wherever your ideal goal is, and then you revert back to what you were doing before. So let's just say this is your weight loss for healthy living and for a lifestyle. So you want to make sure you commit, you decide, you keep everything simple, as we mentioned before, and you want to be consistent. Now, the other reason you want to keep a journal is, but I didn't mention to you guys before, you want to take your before and after photos. That's in the front, that's on the side, and that's in the back. Because some people lose inches faster than they do the weight. So when you compare those two pictures together, you will be amazed if you're one of those individuals that you don't get the massive weight loss, but you get the inches. You'll see the difference when you put those photos together. So you want to go ahead and make sure, if you don't have somebody to measure you, that you at least get the pictures. You want to ideally get the pictures and the measurements, but if you can't get the measurements, at least the pictures. And you want to make sure that you write down your beginning date and your ending date. And then under that, you want to write your why. Don't just write, I want to look good, because it's time for me to go on my vacation, things like that. Reason being, because that's not a deep-seated why. And when it's cold outside or it's rainy or you just don't feel like it, you're not going to get up and exercise. So you really want a really good reason why you want to exercise. And I have a couple of them. So like mine are to be an example to my children, because it's more caught than taught. So whatever the parents are going to do, the children are going to do. And if you're telling them to not do something, but they're seeing you do it, most likely they're going to do the same thing. You want to gain confidence again. Sometimes when, especially like for us moms, after you have your children, you get out of shape a little bit. My first baby, I snapped back. Second baby, I really have to work at it. And for someone that may not have been in shape before children, but they were at a comfortable weight, and now they've gone a little further, that's really messing with their confidence. So, you want to write things like that. And then another one I have down here, these are examples for you guys. I want to lose weight because my family has a history of heart disease. So, and on my side of the family, I could pick the main cause of a lot of the things. So, and that's glucose challenges. So I really watch what I'm eating and consuming in reference to, you know, going overboard with the sugars and the carbohydrates. I keep them low. Yeah, ideally you want to keep like 20 carbs and like 12 grams of sugar, and that's really challenging. However, I'm going to give you all a bunch of food swaps and options that it won't be so hard. And that's the reason it's hard, because you got to do your research. You don't have to give up anything. You just need to know what's my alternative. Here's the key. Until you get your palate back to a level where it doesn't want the GMOs, which is genetically modified. We don't want those. We want as close to natural as possible. Then things won't taste so horrible or like a cardboard or things like that. All right. So the other thing that I want, and I got notes, and I'm trying to be calm because last week my husband was like, "You were going for it, girl. You were just, can you slow down?" So I'm trying to make sure I go a little slower. So you want to encourage yourself like David did. David had a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know if y'all remember the story, 1 Samuel 30:6. He went out, had won a battle, came back while he was fighting the battle, came back. His home area and where his soldiers' families were, they were captured. They were taken. They just demolished everything. And of course, that's very traumatic. We all go through traumatic situations. However, you got to encourage yourself so you can stay focused, because if you start going down a spiral, then it's just too challenging to get out of that when you could just stop yourself right then and there. I'm not, again, not diminishing anything, but we want to keep ourselves where we are encouraging ourselves. And so that's, again, those affirmations and those whys. If it's strong enough, you're gonna get yourself back where you have to go. Okay. And then the other one is scheduling your prep time. Scheduling your prep time is not just about food. You want to make sure, like, when you do your why and you're writing out your vision, also put in there how many times you're going to work out, and make sure you have that amount of clothes. Don't have just one set of workout clothes. If you're going to work out 3 times a week, have 3 sets of workout clothes. And we mentioned that. And the reason being is it's too easy to, again, get off course. So we don't want to get off course with that. So we want to have, and then give yourself like spunky stuff. Don't have raggedy stuff. Give yourself spunk. You may not be able to fit totally in it. So this is good if you're exercising at home. This is a great way to encourage yourself that you're seeing that, hey, this isn't fitting totally the way I want, but I so love these sparkly colors or whatever it is, and that helps you out. There are a lot of apps out there. A lot of y'all like dancing. So do what's going to make you happy. I like dancing. So you could go right on, I think it's Body Groove or something like that. But there are a lot of apps that you can go on. You can go on to YouTube and put in dancing fitness. And some of them are no longer than like 7, 5, 10 minutes. And so remember, I told you all about breaking up your time. If you haven't exercised in a while, don't set yourself up. Do it in increments, okay? So that's going to help out. And then with your meal prep, do it. There's a nice little app if you're not totally understanding what I'm talking about. You should, but I'm not going to assume. And it's with the Food Network. They will literally walk you through how to cut up the food where it's not, like, sometimes if you cut it wrong, you'll start getting them brown and things you could put on it to properly preserve it. You might want to check that app out. There is a couple drinks, because I'm going to start going into our swap outs. So when you are taking your vitamins and things like that, here's a key thing. If you are dehydrated, your mouth is going to taste like cotton, and I hate saying this, but when you utilize the restroom, when you urinate, your pee should be slightly lighter than lemonade. If it's very, very dark, it's going to have a very, very foul smell to it. That's your way that you know that you're dehydrated. And this is why I'm so adamant about y'all drinking enough water, but I'm not giving you like drink 64 ounces, drink 48 ounces of things like that. It's going to be based off of each individual's body. And if that urine is coming out really clear, then you know you're good. If it's not light, and those are your indicators, if it's not lighter, just a little bit lighter than lemonade, you're not drinking enough water. And then there's a product, and it doesn't have any sugar in it, a little less than sugar, like one gram of sugar. Mayo, if you like, I don't like a lot of sugar, you can infuse the water, but you want to make sure that you're getting in there. You can also eat water content food to get it in. But the bottom line, those are those two indicators. And if you are not drinking enough water, you are doing your kidneys a disservice. Okay. Let me see. We want to go over we went over the exercise. And now, there are ways that you can get around your exercise. You can exercise doing the commercials. You can do your sit-ups, your squats, your jumping jacks. You can jump on a trampoline. You can do your calf raises, all while the commercials are going. People have special television programs that they like, regardless of what time of year it is. You don't want to go out, that's fine. Get that exercise in the middle of a commercial. But here's one that I really like, and I got my workout clothes up under here, so hopefully if y'all see it, excuse me. But it's I like riding horses. And so some people may say, well, riding a horse, that's not exercise. Yes, it is. But I'm actually going to challenge you all to do it in your chair. So that means, like, you're not gonna be able to see totally everything, but just imagine. So your arms are out like you're holding the reins of the horse. Your feet are going to be even with the chair, and that's like that's when they say shoulder width apart. And then you're going to squeeze your abs, you're going to see me go up and down because I'm going to simulate this as best as possible. And then you squeeze in everything, and you're working from your calves all the way up to your shoulders, because your arms are out like you're holding the reins on the horse, and you're slightly coming up. You can see me coming up a little bit, up. And it's not as easy as it sounds, but imagine if you were riding a regular horse. If you're not in rhythm with that horse, you're going to be extremely sore. So what I just did, the horse goes, it has that rhythmic movement, and you have to push yourself up on the reins. Otherwise, you're going to be really sore. But you'll feel this doing it just in the chair. And you want to do it 8 times to simulate one complete set. So 8 reps for 1 set, but you want to do 4 sets. You can squeeze your abdominals. You can hold it for 12, release it. You do that 8 times, 1 set, but you want to do a complete process of 4. Squeeze your bums, butt, whatever one you want to call it, 12 times. You want to squeeze it for a count of 12. That's 1 rep, but you want to do a complete set. So you want to do it 12 times. You could do those 3 exercises 3 times out of the week. And I guarantee you, if you just challenge yourself for just 1 week doing those 3 exercises the way I did it, and you can't rush through them, that will help you out to get you started so that you can move forward to something else that may be a little more challenging. Because in order for you to see your body increase the way you want, meaning the definition, you are going to have to add some type of strength training along with the cardio. Okay, so we're going to move into a few more tips because I'm going to be running out of time shortly. And I told you guys that we will be talking about essential oil, so I'm going to get more into that. But for tonight, I'm just going to provide you with some essential oil tips that will help with your weight loss journey. Now, you want to drink 2 cups of water before I get into the actual essential oils. Here's another tip. If you drink 2 cups of water, 8 ounces, so that's like 16 ounces before your meal and after the meal, I guarantee you will not overeat. That is going to be a game changer for some of you all. And remember to consult with your physician before you implement any of these strategies. I am not expecting you to do everything that I'm saying, but if you can pick at least 4 out of the options that I have provided and stick with it for at least 7 days to see how this works. You can journal. This worked well. This was a good challenge. I can add in some more. That way you know what's really working for you and what's really not challenging for you. And then we can keep moving along. And y'all know y'all can also email me and ask me questions. So when you drink the water before and after your meal, as I mentioned, it will keep you full, but the main thing is for it to remove the toxins out of your body. So you gotta drink that water so it can push everything out. Remember, if you're not having bowel movements, 1 meal in, 1 meal out, you're not gonna see the weight reduction. So you have to give yourself that extra push by drinking that extra water so it can remove everything out of your body. So now let's get down to the punching up of the water with the essential oils, because I was telling you all about that. You can use the citrus essential oils like the grapefruit, the wild orange, the lemon, the lime, or the bergamot to infuse your water if you don't have fresh fruit. I like to use fresh fruit as much as possible, and you put it in your water and you leave it in there overnight or at least an hour. Otherwise, you really aren't going to taste the juices from the fruit. So a good 24 hours, 24 hours is good. If not, can't wait that long, then use these essential oils that I just mentioned to you. And you want to add 1 to 2 drops per 8 ounces of water. And of course, you know, that's going to be immediate. You don't have to wait overnight. And I like doTERRA essential oils. You could use any essential oils. I just like them. But make sure that your bottles are dark brown. The darker the bottle is, the more it's preserving the oil. So if you can see through it, then ideally, it's not going to last. The fragrance, the taste, it's just not going to last long. So make sure that the bottles are really dark, because it does preserve the essential oils. Now, when your body is hydrated, I talked to you guys about that one, what your indicators are. You want to make sure that, let me see, I have another one in reference to keeping your body hydrated, because I gave you all the 2 indicators of when it's not hydrated, but the cinnamon bark and the lemon oil will help with that process, keeping you hydrated, because it's actually going to be helping with that digestion, moving things along. And the more you can move things out, those toxins, which is what I was explaining to you, that's going to help you. And also just the taste of the water with the essential oils in it it's going to be phenomenal. So I can guarantee you will not be dehydrated, because you're going to like the taste of it, but don't overdo it. All right. And again, with the cinnamon bark and the lemon, which again, I mentioned, it helps with the digestion. It also helps with your weight management. That's also going to stop that craving. Because remember, I told you guys that Valentine's Day is coming along. So you want to stay with your goals, not being like you sidetracked. because you're eating stuff that you shouldn't be eating. So these two right here are going to help you out a great deal. The fennel is going to help stop your sweet tooth. That is 1 to 2 drops in 8 ounces of water. But the fennel oil is the only one that you can infuse in tea, and it won't taste like disgusting. So, and another thing, I noticed that a lot of weight gain from folks is not the food, it's the inflammation. So inflammation can be triggered from any a lot. Let me just do it like this. From in my case, it was triggered after I had my second son, and it was a lot of stress on my body. And so you have to make sure that you really like pamper the adrenal glands. And if you kind of, which is what I did, I jumped back into everything really, really quick. And even something so important as the exercising was too stressful on the body. So the inflammation is combated with the frankincense, and that's 1 drop under your tongue. You can also use this topical, the frankincense, the peppermint, and the deep blue, and you put 1 drop of that combination under your feet daily. Now I'm gonna jump over because my time is running out, and actually I'm kind of good that it's running out, because that forces y'all to ask me more questions instead of me just giving y'all a whole bunch of stuff. If you are having cravings, I got 5 things that you can do. 1, it's a no-brainer, but you may not have guessed it. Exercise. Just do some simple cardios. The hormones that are produced in your body once you start exercising, it really tells your body to eat less. The other one I already told you all about, which is drinking the 16 ounces of water. That's going to help. Add in the essential oils. If you like nuts or peanut butter, you can try that option. Not everybody is into peanut butter and nuts, so you can try gum. I love that, because if you're out and about, you don't have a jar of peanut butter, but you do have a little small pack of gum, you can do that. And the most obvious one is brushing your teeth. Most people know brush your teeth, and after you brush your teeth, most stuff doesn't taste too well, but it's a wonderful cravings crusher. Now, I want to let y'all know that a couple things that, keep in mind when your body is craving certain things. It's just nutrients that your body needs. So like if you're craving chocolates, that means that you're low in magnesium. And then you can do the raw nuts. You can eat some seeds, like sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds or fresh fruit, whichever one is available to you. A lot of people like bread. I'm one of them. And that just means your body is missing, lacking the nitrogen nutrient. So if you can eat some lean meat or some fresh fruit, some black beans or some almonds, you can get those little tiny packs and just put them in your purse. Sodas, I got a really good one for y'all with the sodas. It's Zevia, Zevia. That has no carbs, nothing in it. Yeah, and so you don't want to drink your calories, but if you have to have a soda, you can go for that option, or you can eat some broccoli or some kale. I like either one of them. I'm not a big soda fan, but I like to give y'all options, because not everybody's going to want to eat healthy all the time. You don't, just being realistic here. If you're craving salty stuff, then you want to get some unrefined sea salt. And if you are craving like acid foods, you're just low in magnesium. You could do those in powder pills, or you can the same options that I provided to you all for chocolate, you can go ahead and utilize those. Now, as I mentioned before, I'm not going to give y'all everything but I want y'all to start asking me questions. Let me know what's going on. Consult with your physician. I am not your physician, so I'm providing you all things from a nutritional standpoint, but I'm also assuming that your body is already where it needs to be at. So contact me You can join the Simply Fit group where I'll be posting more tips and strategies in there. And we are going to wrap it up for this evening. And I just wanted to remind you guys that I am your host, Sandy White from Simply Fit Radio. And if you want more tips and strategies, please contact me at WYTV7.org/simply-fit. And remember, if you want more tips and strategies in this particular area of more simple tips and strategies for a successful fit life, because being fit is more than just exercise, please email me, reach out to me. You don't have to do this alone. That's why we're here. We want to give you the best tips and strategies that you can choose from so that you can have a fit life. Until next week, see you guys later.